Hey friends, welcome to Village Trails. After experiencing the grandeur of Pattadakkal, we arrived at Aihole, a place that feels quieter, humbler, yet incredibly powerful in its significance. If Pattadakkal represents architectural perfection, Aihole represents the beginning. This is where ideas were tested, mistakes were made, styles were explored, and Indian temple architecture slowly learned how to stand, rise, and speak through stone. Aihole is often called the cradle of Indian temple architecture. Between the 6th and 8th centuries, under the Chalukyas of Badami, this landscape became a vast open laboratory with over 120 temples spread across fields, hills, and village paths. There was no single blueprint here, instead, there was experimentation. As we walked through Aihole, what struck us first was the simplicity. No towering gopurams, no overwhelming ornamentation, just stone structures, some intact, some weathered, quietly standing in the open, as if waiting for you to notice them. Aihole doesn't demand attention, it invites observation. Nearby stands the Lord Khan temple, one of the earliest stone temples in India. At first glance, it looks more like a village assembly hall than a temple, and that's exactly what it might have been inspired by. Its flat roof, simple pillars, and open structure suggest a time when sacred spaces had not yet separated themselves from community life. Religion here was not a distant or grand, it was accessible and grounded. You can almost imagine villagers gathering, discussing, worshipping, and resting within these very walls. Gaudara Gudi is one of Aihole's early structural Durga temples. Simple in design and restrained in carving, it represents an experimental phase where builders were translating wooden temple traditions into stone. Chakara Gudi is one of the early experimental temples at Aihole dedicated to Lord Vishnu. What makes Chakara Gudi important is its role in demonstrating early Vaishnava worship at Aihole, alongside the predominantly Shaiva and Jain monuments. Its presence highlights the religious inclusiveness of the Chalukya period. One of the most iconic structures here is the Durga temple. Despite its name, this temple is not dedicated to goddess Durga. The name comes from the word Durg, meaning a fortified enclosure, likely because the temple once stood within a defensive wall. Architecturally, this temple is fascinating. Its apsidical shape with a rounded rear resembles ancient Buddhist Chaitya halls, showing how architectural ideas flowed freely between religions. The outer corridor allows devotees to walk around the sanctum, while the sculpted panels depict gods, goddesses, and scenes from epics, still restrained, still evolving. This is not perfection, this is learning in stone. After spending hours here, one realization becomes clear. Pattadakkal celebrates achievement, Aihole celebrates effort. One shows what was perfected, the other shows how perfection was reached. Together, they tell a complete story. As the sun began to soften and shadows stretched across the stones, we realized why 4 hours felt too short. Aihole isn't about ticking monuments off a list. It's about slowing down, observing, letting stones speak. Here, architecture is not just history, it is thought made visible. From Aihole's experiments to Pattadakkal's mastery and onward to the future, Indian temple architecture found its voice, and we were grateful to walk through its first words. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned. We shall soon be back with some more such interesting vlogs.